Hey guys, Duane here. So, huge thing in retirement is if you decide to get like an online job or something. And a lot of people need to nowadays because the environment, everything that's going on in the business climate. So that means some of us, me included, will have to update their resume. Let me give you 5 tips for doing that because one thing I've come into, especially recently, since I'm trying to get some kind of online work coming in, is ageism. Ageism is huge and it's so easy to spot in a resume. All they have to do is like look at your work experience, add it all up. I mean, it's an easy thing to do. Easy. And I've noticed once I have updated my resume into what I'm trying to do now, I'm getting a lot more response. So it's an easy thing to do. It might take you, I don't know, half an hour to do it. But anyway, here we go. Number one thing is, this is very obvious. Take off the dates of your graduation from school. I don't care how long ago it was. Anything, for someone 50 years and older, take off those dates from your school graduation date. Just put your school, the relevant things that you studied in there, but especially, of course, your major. But just take off those dates. That's a dead giveaway right there. And I know it sucks that we have to do this because there's so much experience that we bring to the plate. But when it comes down to it, employers have a lot of different things they need to worry about. And one is salary, okay? They can hire someone who's a relatively young age for pretty, kind of a small pittance. Whereas workers with a lot of experience, they might take it now, but do employers know that? No. So take those dates off your graduation date. Number 2, update your skills. At the bottom of the resume, they always list skills. I know with me, I had some skills going back to something I learned in like 1990, okay? So a lot of those just might not be relevant anymore. So update your skills. That's a good thing just to do when you're in retirement. You have a lot of free time, so go in there, learn some new stuff, that might be applicable to what you want to do on a part-time basis, or even some people in retirement are going back to work full-time. That's fine. In this economy, anything's good. Okay, so number 2, update your skills. Number 3, what you want to only do in your work experience is go back only about 20 years. A good starting point, I think, what I've been doing is the year 2000. So I put all my relevant work experience going from the very recent all the way down to the year 2000. That's all I list. And then at the very bottom of that, you can put a very small little note saying more work experience available upon request. So all they need to know, are they really going to care that where you worked in 1980? I guess maybe if it's the same company that you worked at for 40 years, but even if it's the same company, just go back to the year 2000. That's all you need to do. And I've noticed for me that's made a big difference. Number 4, optimize your resume with keywords. For example, when you go into your resume on, you note exactly what you did in your jobs. Put down those keywords for your industry. Now that's going to be something based on whatever your industry is. Just go in there, type in your industry in a Google search. Look at all the listings there for, it doesn't have to be jobs. It could just be a description of companies that do certain things in your industry. Notice the keywords that they use in there. There's going to be a lot of different things that is going to be totally dependent on what kind of industry you're working in. Okay? Write down those keywords. Go back into your resume now, and in the description of what your job duties were, try and include those words into your description so that these will automatically be pinged by HR computer programs that are looking for those exact words in those resumes, okay? So that's really good. Update those keywords, it's very good. Number 5, this is something I never would have thought about, but I have had a SBC Global email going back to, 1992 or something. I never thought about this, but I was looking online, doing some research on updating a resume. They say update your contact email. Good idea is to do it to Gmail, because Gmail's pretty much all over the place now. So many Gmail accounts. Not so many, in my case, of those sbcglobal.net contact emails going back. So I went into there. I changed my email, and that's just the last step of the 5 that I'm talking about. So since I've implemented these 5, I mean, before this, I was getting crickets for probably about 3 or 4 months. Nothing was coming up. Even for part-time jobs, I'm not looking for a full-time job. I'm looking for something like online, something I can do from home, something that might take, I don't know, 3, 4 hours a day, and maybe not even that. Maybe even work like 2 or 3 days, maybe 2 days for 8 hours each. 16 hours a week, that's all I need. All I want to do is just bring a little more income. I don't need a full-time job, just a little more to supplement what, from taking out of my retirement. So once I started implementing these steps, I noticed the responses were getting more frequent. Now, excuse me, that doesn't mean you're going to get a job from this, but you will increase the opportunities with those responses coming in that will give you the opportunity to get some part-time work or full-time work or whatever it is you want to do. So at least with me, I've really noticed an uptick on those responses by implementing these 5 steps. Okay? So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. If you did find it helpful, please click subscribe and like, because there'll be a lot more info than like that going forward. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.